In this lesson, we're going to take a look at each of Layout's different drawing tools, working our way from left to right on the default toolbar. First up is the Line tool. Still in the same file from the previous lesson, go ahead and advance to the next page of the document, which should have 3 columns of words with blank spaces to the left of each. Starting in the upper left, let's draw some basic lines. You can select the Line tool from the toolbar or type L on the keyboard. Now go ahead and draw your first line like you would in SketchUp or Illustrator, next to where it says single line. First point, then second point. Pretty straightforward. Now let's take it a step further and draw a line that's a fixed length. Start drawing the line, then just type how long you want it. Let's enter 1 inch. You can see the measurements box in the corner shows the length, but unlike SketchUp, the measurements box is not dynamic, meaning you can't change the length once it's been entered. If you change your mind and you want your line to be longer, you can either add to the end of it or erase it and start over. Next, under that line, draw a zigzag line made up of multiple line segments. If we decide we want to go back later and add more segments to the line, with the Line tool selected, hover over an endpoint which turns green. This helps us snap to it. Then click and continue adding more points. You'll know that you're adding to that line because the whole line highlights blue to indicate that it's connected. You may have noticed that when drawing multiple line segments, that the Line tool is automatically referencing the existing lines to help you draw. This is the Inference engine that works the same way as it does in SketchUp. Practice drawing a few more line segments. This time, notice how inferencing helps lock your new lines to either the red or green axes. Holding Shift forces the line to lock to those axes only. Now try hovering over an existing line. And now you can draw parallel or perpendicular to that line, as shown by the dashed magenta guideline. In addition to inferencing, you can use snaps to help guide your drawing. Go ahead and draw some new lines, this time snapping to either the blue end or mid points. If you're having trouble inferencing or snapping, then your grid snap may be overriding other settings. Remember that we can turn grid snap off by going to Arrange Grid Snap, or right-clicking and toggling off. Same thing goes for object snapping. You can choose to have your lines snap to objects or not by going to either Arrange or right-clicking and toggling Object Snap on or off. Now let's get fancy and add some curves to our line. To draw a Bezier curve, select the Line tool again and click down to start a line. Then click down for the second point, but this time, while holding the mouse button down, pull away from the second point until the curve starts. You can hold Shift while moving the mouse to lock the curve to an axis. To make multiple curves, just repeat the step, and once it's complete, hit Escape or Spacebar to exit the Line tool. The last line option we have is the Freehand tool. This works like it does in SketchUp. Just click down and draw whatever you want. Just note that the Freehand tool doesn't recognize snapping or inferencing, so you can easily draw on top of other objects without messing up your freehand line.